It's hard to believe that it's almost been a year since the 2020 NFL Draft. So, looking back, how did your favorite team do? What's up, everyone? Before we start, we just want to let you know about our awesome giveaway at the end of the month, where we'll be giving away $500 cash to 3 lucky subscribers. Consider this our way of giving back to you, the fans of TPS who helped to make this all possible. To be entered into the contest, all you need to do is subscribe and have your notifications on. And you've got to be commenting on our videos regularly throughout the month. So, make sure you hit that bell along with liking and commenting on our videos. If you're already subscribed and have notifications on, then all you need to do is like and comment, and you'll be automatically entered into the random draw. Good luck! With the 2020 NFL season in the books, it's a fun time to reflect on how all 32 teams fared at the draft 1 year ago. It's now time to hand out report cards for all 32 NFL teams' draft classes 1 year later. Arizona Cardinals, D. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, and Budda Baker masked a flawed Arizona team for large stretches of what was a disappointing 2020 season. It's too bad they didn't get much production from their rookies. If they had, who knows, maybe they'd end up making the playoffs. First round selection Isaiah Simmons was largely a non-factor because the team didn't seem to know how to use him. Offensive tackle Josh Jones struggled mightily, and Arizona's other guys didn't bring much to the table. Atlanta Falcons, C. AJ Terrell was a reach at number 16 overall, and he predictably struggled in the tough NFC South, but the potential is still there. It just might take some time. 4th round pick Michael Walker was an underrated commodity on that defense. Atlanta found good value in the workhorse linebacker. If he becomes a Pro Bowler, we'll regret not giving Atlanta a higher grade here. Baltimore Ravens, B. Linebacker Patrick Queen was rather inconsistent, but we can see him developing into a future superstar. He's in the perfect system that will maximize his skill sets. Running back J.K. Dobbins also boosted the rushing game with 805 yards and 9 touchdowns. Defensive tackle Justin Madubuike showed some flashes in a limited role and could be a starter next year. Buffalo Bills, C+. The Bills didn't have a pick in the first 53 selections, but GM Brandon Beane found 2 key contributors in running back Zach Moss and wide receiver Gabriel Davis. They both helped Josh Allen enjoy a career year, as the Bills won 13 games en route to an AFC Championship game appearance. All in all, it was a solid draft for the Bills, but nothing spectacular. Carolina Panthers, A. The future in Carolina looks bright thanks to 2 home run selections on the defensive side of the ball. Derek Brown is going to be an elite run-stopping machine, and safety Jeremy Chin was a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Troy Pride and Yetur Gross-Matos were also pleasant surprises. The Panthers' 2020 class after 1 year already looks like it could be one of the best drafts by any team in recent memory. Chicago Bears, B+. 5th round pick Darnell Mooney finished 2nd on the team with 631 receiving yards, and cornerback Jalen Johnson was a rock in the Bears' stingy secondary. The other picks were meh. 2nd round selection Cole Kmet didn't get many opportunities in a crowded tight end room, but that's usually the case for rookie tight ends. The potential is still there. Cincinnati Bengals, A+. Joe Burrow sadly missed the final 6 games after suffering ACL and MCL tears, but he came as advertised and is gonna be a star for this franchise for many years to come. T. Higgins led the Bengals in receiving with 908 yards and 6 touchdowns, and 3rd round selection Logan Wilson flew under the radar in a very limited role. Hopefully, the Bengals make more use of him next year. Cleveland Browns, A-. Jedrick Wills was a home run selection, helping the Browns form arguably the league's best offensive line, which was pivotal in ending their 18-year playoff drought. In a weak tight end class, the Browns got great value in Harrison Bryant, a steady run blocker who notched 3 touchdowns. It's a shame that safety Grant Delpit had to miss his rookie year, but if he comes back healthy and emerges as a difference maker, the Browns' 2020 class will look that much better. Dallas Cowboys, B-. Crafty wideout CeeDee Lamb tuned in a terrific rookie year with 74 receptions for 935 yards and 5 touchdowns. Just imagine what he can do when he has Dak Prescott throwing him the ball for a full 16-game season. The Dallas defense was downright awful, but corner Trevon Diggs performed well with 3 interceptions while allowing just a 54.8 completion percentage when targeted. The rest of the Cowboys rookies? Meh. Denver Broncos, C. John Elway's goal to surround Drew Lock with as many weapons as possible via the draft didn't amount to much. Jerry Jeudy was inconsistent and struggled with drops. Speedster KJ Hamler wasn't much of a factor either. The tight end Albert Ukwe-Bunam only saw 4 game appearances. LA center Lloyd Cushenberry surpassed expectations and earned himself a PFWA All-Rookie Team selection. Other than that, Elway's final draft performance looks underwhelming after year 1. Detroit Lions, D-. We fully expect Jeff Okuda to grow into a star, but this grade is largely based on what we saw in 2020, and Okuda just wasn't much of a factor on the league's worst defense. Hopefully, the new coaching staff can fix that in short time. On a positive note, running back DeAndre Swift shined with 878 total yards and 10 touchdowns. But the lack of production from Detroit's other rookies led to a bad grade in Bob Quinn's final draft performance. Green Bay Packers, D-. Ugh. Taking Jordan Love over all those stud receivers, we hated it at the time, and we hate it even more now. Since the Packers were basically just one piece away from making it to the Super Bowl. A.J. Dillon had some moments, but he was still just their number 3 running back behind Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. The other rookies didn't do anything noteworthy either. It was just a poor all-around draft from the Packers front office. Houston Texans, F. Bill O'Brien left himself with only 5 selections, and none of them looked like impactful starters in 2020. Ross Blacklock, the team's first selection in the 40th spot, saw very little action. The Texans' first 4 picks combined for 4 starts. Is it just us, or is that kinda bad? Indianapolis Colts, A++. Hitting the jackpot on at least 3 selections is usually a good way to get back into the postseason, and the Colts did just that. They didn't even need their 2020 first-rounder, which they used to get superstar DeForest Buckner from the 49ers. GM Chris Ballard found 2 skill position studs and wideout Michael Pittman and running back Jonathan Taylor, both in the 2nd round. On the defensive side, safety Julian Blackmon was a difference maker. And don't forget undrafted kicker Rodrigo Blankenship, who made 86.5% of his kicks. Jacksonville Jaguars, C+. First-rounders CJ Henderson and Clavon Chason were inconsistent, but they have high skill sets and should break out under Urban Meyer. Undrafted running back James Robinson had 1,070 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns, and wideout Laviska Shenault Jr. had 58 receptions for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. Not a terrible showing by David Caldwell in his final draft performance with the franchise. Kansas City Chiefs, C+. Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't exactly light up the scoreboard as much as many of us expected, but he mostly got it done as the lead back. Quarterback L'Jarius Sneed, the team's 4th-round pick, was a star in the secondary. What a find by GM Brett Veach. Oh, and punter Tommy Townsend made the PFWA All-Rookie team. Las Vegas Raiders, F. Ugh. Henry Ruggs was a non-factor, while the Raiders watched other rookie wideouts play much bigger roles elsewhere. Damon Arnett, who was taken way too early at number 19 overall, didn't bring much of an impact either. 3rd-rounder Lynn Bowden was traded to the Miami Dolphins before ever playing a snap for the Raiders. It all adds up to a disappointing draft from John Gruden and Mike Mayock. Yikes. Los Angeles Chargers, A+. Justin Herbert putting up the best rookie quarterback season of all time is all we needed to give the Chargers an A+. We don't need to go on and on about him. Elsewhere, linebacker Kenneth Murray struggled with consistency but showed signs of being a future Pro Bowler. And we liked what we saw from running back Joshua Kelly in a limited role. Los Angeles Rams, B+. The Rams didn't own a first-round pick in 2020, but it didn't stop GM Les Snead from finding 3 gems in the draft. He grabbed running back Cam Akers and wideout Van Jefferson in the 2nd round. But his best value pick was safety Jordan Fuller, the number 199 selection, who solidified an already stout secondary. Who needs first-round picks when you draft like the Rams, am I right? Miami Dolphins, D. The Dolphins had 3 first-rounders, but didn't make great use of them from the looks of it. Tua Tagovailoa, the number 5 selection, didn't perform as well as many had hoped in his rookie year. Offensive tackle Austin Jackson endured the usual rookie struggles, and cornerback Noah Igbinoghene started just 2 games. The later round selections didn't amount to much either. Minnesota Vikings, B+. Minnie only earns a high grade because of Justin Jefferson and Cameron Dantzler. Jefferson had the best rookie season ever for a wideout, compiling 88 receptions for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns. Dantzler endured growing pains, but was one of the few impactful players in Minnie's awful secondary, and he earned PFWA All-Rookie Team honors. Other than those 2, the other rookies were nothing to write home about. New England Patriots, C+. Bill Belichick faced a lot of pressure to ace his draft following Tom Brady's departure, but the results were pretty average. Josh Uche and Kyler Duggar look like they'll fit into the Pats defense, but tight ends Devin Asiasi and Dalton Keene did nothing to bolster a woeful pass-catching unit. 5th rounder Justin Rohrwasser, a kicker, was cut before the season started, then subsequently brought back without playing a game. Their best pick, without question, was guard Michael Onwenu. The 182nd selection was an absolute rock on one of the league's best offensive lines. New Orleans Saints. C. One of the best drafting teams didn't exactly light it up in 2020. That was expected, however, since they only had 4 picks. 1st rounder Cesar Ruiz was a nice addition to the offensive line in his 9 starts. Nothing special from Zach Bond, Adam Troutman, or Tommy Stevens though. An average grade for an average class. New York Giants. C. Like the majority of rookie offensive linemen, Andrew Thomas struggled considerably, but we see him being a future star once he fixes a few things. Safety Xavier McKinney only played in 6 games, but struggled mightily in coverage, so some work is needed there. 3rd rounder Matt Parrott and 5th rounder Shane Lemieux added some beef on a weak O-line. Lots of potential with this class, but we didn't quite see it in 2020. New York Jets, B-. They did it! The Jets actually didn't botch the draft! At least for one season. Becton was an absolute stud. He'll be a franchise cornerstone that Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas can build around for years to come. That said, the Denzel Mims pick left a lot to be desired. He had just 23 catches for 375 yards in 9 games. Let's see if he can take the next step in year 2. LaMichael Pirine added a bit of juice in the rushing game, but not a whole lot. In all honesty, Becton's performance alone keeps the Jets from failing this draft. Philadelphia Eagles. D+. Taking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Chase Claypool, and Michael Pittman? Not good, Howie Roseman. Jalen Hurts has promise, but we'd like to see more before judging him. If he's a franchise quarterback, then we'll obviously need to reconsider this grade. But for the time being, this draft class from the Eagles looks like nothing better than D+ material. Pittsburgh Steelers. C+. The stellar play of wideout Chase Claypool led to the respectable grade. What a find he was in the 49th spot. Linebacker Alex Highsmith showed some signs of brilliance, and offensive lineman Kevin Dotson earned a decent 66.2 grade from PFF. Not bad for a 4th rounder. San Francisco 49ers. B-. After 1 year, swapping out DeForest Buckner for Javon Kinlaw looks regrettable. But anyway, lots of time for the kid to grow into a star. Wideout Brandon Ayuk will be a stud in Kyle Shanahan's offense. He showed plenty of promise in his rookie year. Other than that, nothing overly impressive from the 49ers 2020 rookies. Seattle Seahawks. C. Guard Damian Lewis largely prevents Seattle from earning a lower grade here. The 69th overall selection was a bright spot on Seattle's otherwise atrocious offensive line. Linebacker Jordan Brooks wasn't very productive in his rookie season. 2nd round pick Darrell Taylor missed the entire year recovering from injury. Alton Robinson had 4 sacks, which is noteworthy. But so far, this was not John Schneider's best looking draft. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A+. When you draft 2 guys who become immediate impact starters and lead you to a Super Bowl, you deserve a high grade. After years of lackluster drafting, the Bucs hit this one out of the park. Tristan Wirfs became a rock-solid star on Tampa's stout O-line. 2nd round safety Antoine Winfield Jr. provided solid coverage and great pass rushing skills for Todd Bowles' defense. Even 5th rounder Tyler Johnson had some nice moments in Tampa's star-studded offense, including a highlight reel grab in the 4th quarter to set the Bucs' game-winning drive in the playoff game against New Orleans. A+ work by Jason Light. Tennessee Titans. F-. Woof. Isaiah Wilson, the team's first selection, played 4 snaps all year, and he posted on social media that he was done as a Titan. Ew, yikes. Quarterback Christian Fulton made 2 starts and was largely ineffective. Heck, the entire Titans rookie class was ineffective. It's very early, but man, this was one of the ugliest draft classes we've ever seen. Washington football team. A+. Chase Young alone would earn Washington an A+. The generational prospect flexed his muscles and showed that a Hall of Fame career awaits. Antonio Gibson led the team in rushing with 795 yards and 11 touchdowns. 7th rounder Cameron Curl outperformed his draft spot, earning a 68.0 PFF grade while racking up 3 picks and 4 passes defended. Did we mention Washington won the NFC East and nearly upset the Bucs in the wildcard round? Ron Rivera's team has an incredibly bright future ahead of them, thanks in large part to their 2020 draft performance. But hey, which NFL team do you think had the best 2020 draft class? Join us in the comments section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.